Congratulations, you made it to escrow. Now what? So, as a buyer, it's important to understand that there is a contingency period. Contingency period where you are allowed to investigate the property, basically learn everything that there is to know about the property. In real estate, we call it a material fact, and approve it. At the beginning of the transaction, remember that as a buyer, you're going to put in your earnest money deposit into escrow. This money is taken out of your account. So it's not like escrow is holding on to a check and they just rip it up if the transaction falls apart. They will deposit the money, it will be taken out of your account, and if the money gets refunded to you, they will send you a new check. This money is refundable until the end of the contingency period, at which time the buyer will, quote, remove contingencies in writing. The California Association of Realtors legal department defines it as this, quote, under contract law, a contingency provides a party to the contract the ability to condition performance on the occurrence or non-occurrence of another event. Huh? Here's the deal. Contingent just means something can't happen until something else happens. Here's my phone. My phone can't hit the table until I drop it. Therefore, it is contingent upon me dropping it before it hits the table. Make sense? In a real estate transaction, there are a variety of different types of contingencies that you will have. And there are traditional contingencies, things like a loan contingency, an inspection contingency, appraisal contingency. The transaction might be contingent upon reviewing HOA documents, of course the seller's disclosures, insurability of the property, approval of a preliminary title report. There's many different contingencies. And as a buyer, you can write in other contingencies. You can say, as an example, that this offer is contingent upon me seeing the property in person if you live out of the area, or if it's tenant occupied and they won't show it without an accepted offer. Or you could write the offer contingent upon, I want to make sure that I can paint the house pink and that the HOA is going to approve it, or that my sister Mary likes the property. You can write it contingent upon anything. However, obviously that weakens your offer with the seller in getting it accepted. So, the big question always is about backing out and getting your money back. A common question that I get is, hey, can I cancel escrow? As a buyer, you can cancel escrow at any time, including right before the close of escrow. However, the big discussion is, what's the penalty? Will there be any action against you, and what happens to your earnest money? There is a lot of data about this, and the California Association of Realtors has put out quite a bit of good information. Here's what's most important to know, that the inspection contingency is especially broad. Quoting CAR Legal, California Association of Legal, they say, case law expands the buyer's rights even further by allowing that the buyer may exercise the contingency and cancel the contract based upon the buyer's own subjective stand of which conditions are satisfactory and which are not. So, gives you a broad ability for you to say as a buyer that you can cancel escrow because of this inspection contingency. Be aware though that everything is being done in good faith. So here's what that means. Let's just say hypothetically you've removed all contingencies except the loan contingency, and today your lender got you loan approval. You cannot, in good faith, cancel the transaction based on that open contingency because you've received it. So just be aware of that. So, another common question. If you back out of the property with an open contingency, that automatically means that you get your deposit back, right? Well, not so fast. To receive your deposit back requires both buyer and seller approval. And so, of course, some sellers may not immediately want to give you your deposit back. However, if there is a situation where the buyer has performed, has done all their correct due diligence, and they are able to file a claim, a seller may not be able to sell that property to anyone else anyways. Sellers aren't interested in keeping your earnest money, again, typically 1 to 3% of the purchase price. Typically what they want to do is they want to close escrow. There is a lot of information that surrounds a discussion of contingencies, and my recommendation is consult a professional. Don't do a transaction by yourself in a for sale by owner, unrepresented, any of these types of situations, because when you need help, you need a professional. Reach out to a professional like us. We would love to talk to you about contingencies and ways that you can ensure that you are protected in this crazy market.